Hello everybody, it's Mel. Thank you so much for joining me today for my August Diversify Me and reading stats. So first of all, two things. I am still getting over a cold and I basically lost my voice, so I'm still fairly croaky, so sorry about that. And also, if you're wondering about this, I do believe I have potentially broken my little finger, or at the very least quite damaged the tissue and muscle and whatnot. So it's strapped at the moment to keep me from bumping it and hurting it when I do things. I'm okay, I'm just getting over a few things. But anyway, this is my video where I talk through August and look at whether or not I have met some of my challenges, how I'm going with my attempt to diversify my reading somewhat, and also let you know all of my reading stats. So for those of you that are new or haven't been around for that long, I have a game that I play at the end of every single month, which is my way of kind of keeping track of my diversity in my reading. So I'm going to go through each section at a time. First of all, we have this section over here, which is the smiley face section. And there are a few rows down here with different things that I am trying to think about when I'm reading to diversify my reading. So when I say diversify my reading, I do mean to ensure that I am reading from diverse backgrounds, but also to think about sort of branching out in terms of my genre, in terms of the format that I'm reading and so on, and just kind of not sticking to the same old thing, basically. So each time I can say that a book met one of the criteria down in this section over here, then I put a line in that row. Once I have 3 lines in each row, then I get a magnet which goes down here in this little happy face section here with magnets. And once this is all filled up with magnets, then I will be able to choose a little slip of paper out of my prize box and do that prize. The prizes are various different things, like have a spa day with a friend, go book shopping, go op shopping, different things like that. So that's the happy situation. Over here you'll see there is a unhappy section. Basically what that means is every single month I have to read a book by a BIPOC author and I have to read a book with LGBTQIA+ rep. If I don't, then I get a line underneath each of those sections in this smart unhappy face here, and if I get any lines at all in that month, I have to take a magnet away from myself. As you can see, so far I have managed to make sure that hasn't happened. It's the very minimum that I could possibly do. I realise making sure I read a BIPOC author and LGBTQIA+ every month, especially given that they could be the same book, but I figure it's a way of making sure that I at least manage that. So that is what we're going to do today. I will go through all of the books that I read in the month of August, and we will put some lines in various different places, see whether we get any new magnets, and then I'll talk you through my stats for August. So let's go ahead now and do this, and we'll see how we go. Alright, so going through these books one at a time, we have Yellowface, first of all, by R.F. Kuang. R.F. Kuang is a BIPOC author, so I get a line in that. We are starting off strong with first book being BIPOC, so that's fantastic. There was no LGBTQIA+ rep. Neurodiverse, I wouldn't say. Mental health, I wouldn't say, not really. Australian Aboriginal, no. Translated, no. Comic, no. Short story, no. Arc, no. Non-European inspired, no. It is set in the US. Alright, next book is Heartstopper Volume 2. Alice Oseman is not a BIPOC author. There are, however, quite a few LGBTQIA+ themes and a fair bit of rep, so I'm going to give a line there. I don't think neurodiverse, but definitely mental and physical health. Alice Oseman is not an Australian Aboriginal author. The book was not translated. It is a graphic novel, so I get a line there. Not a short story. Didn't read it as an arc, and definitely not non-European inspired. But 2 lines, I'm happy with that. Next up we have Stand Still, Stay Silent. Mina Sonberg is not a BIPOC author. There is no LGBTQIA+ rep. No neurodiverse. I wouldn't say mental or physical health, not really. She's not an Australian Aboriginal author. I don't know that it's been translated. I'm not sure. I don't think so. It is a graphic novel, so that's another line there. Not a short story. Didn't read it as an arc, and again is set in Scandinavia, so definitely not non-European inspired. Then we have Nettle and Bone by T. Kingfisher. So, Nettle and Bone, T. Kingfisher is not a BIPOC author. There was no LGBTQIA+ rep. Neurodiverse, I wouldn't say. Mental health, I wouldn't say. She's not an Australian Aboriginal author. It was not translated. It was not a comic or a short story, nor did I read it as an arc, and I would say a lot of the fairy tales that it is inspired by were European, so no for that one. The Sandman, volume 5. It is again a comic, but nothing else applies. And then volume 6, same thing. It's a comic, but nothing else applies. Then we have Dark Places by Gillian or Gillian Flynn. Gillian Flynn is not a BIPOC author. There were no LGBTQIA+ rep. Neurodiverse, I know. Mental or physical health, I wouldn't say it really delves into that particularly. She's not an Australian Aboriginal author. It wasn't translated. It is not a comic or graphic novel. Not a short story. Didn't read as an arc, and not non-European inspired. Next up we have Like Real People Do by E.L. Massey. E.L. Massey, as far as I'm aware, is not a BIPOC author. There is LGBTQIA+ rep in that one. So, no lines in the unhappy. I'm happy about that. Not neurodiverse. There is some discussion about mental and physical health rep, however. Not an Australian Aboriginal author. Wasn't translated. It is not a comic. Wasn't a short story. Didn't read as an arc, and not non-European inspired. Heartstopper Volume 3. Again, Alice Oseman is not a BIPOC author. However, we do have some LGBTQIA+ rep. Where am I up to? Neurodiverse, no. Mental, physical health rep, yes. Gender emotional, no. Translated, no. Comic or graphic novel, yes. I'm earning myself a few. Magnets today. Not a short story, not an arc, and not non-European inspired. Anne of Green Gables. Anne of Green Gables does not fit into any of those. So, moving along to Thursday Murder Club by Richard Osman, which again doesn't fit into any of those either. I don't think. There was a little bit of discussion of mental and physical health, but not really, I wouldn't say enough to give me a line. But I did really, really well with that. I didn't get any lines in the unhappy, and I earned a few magnets. So, I did get one for a BIPOC author. A little one there. What did I get for LGBTQ? Let me just count that up. 1, 2, 3. Okay, got 3, so I got 1 for mental or physical health rep. I got 1 for, yes, that's what I just did. Did I just, oh, hang on. That was BIPOC. 1 for mental and physical health rep. And then 2 for comic and graphic novel. I might put that over there. Alright, and that's it. Yes, but still really looking very happy there. So, yay. Alright, let's go back and discuss all the stats. So that was the board. Still doing pretty well, I think. I'm happy with that. I'm going to go through the stats now. It's going to be fairly quick, so yeah, nice quick video for you today. So in August, I read 11 things. I do think that part of the reason why I read quite a bit in the month of August, especially the first part of August, was due to the amazing readathon, which was hosted by Brianna from 4 Paws in a Book. You should go and check out her channel. She is an absolutely wonderful person, amazing content creator. I just wanted to give her a shout out because I had so much fun, and I do think my reading definitely benefited from such an awesome readathon. But anyway, So I read 11 things, which actually only worked out to 2,640 pages. In the Amazing Readathon, Brie had a particular thing whereby if you read a graphic novel, then you could only count that as 100 pages. And I've actually gone ahead and done that for my page count because I did read a few graphic novels and they were up to potentially even 300 pages long, but reality is that a lot of that is looking at pictures. So I rounded it down. But anyway, yes, which means that I had a total pages, if you take that into account, of 2,640 pages in the month of August. As you saw, I actually had quite a few comics and graphic novels this month, which is quite unusual for me. I haven't in the past tended to be a reader of graphic novels or comic books. However, I am branching out and trying to read a bit more. So yeah, we've managed to have quite a few this month. So I had 2 comics, I read 3 graphic novels, and I read 6 novels. Of those, the breakdown for age range was 4 young adult novels, 1 middle grade novel, and 6 adult novels. I did read 1 book by a BIPOC author. I read 3 books with LGBTQIA+ rep. I had 4 contemporary, 3 dystopian or sci-fi, 1 fantasy, 2 mystery thriller, and 1 classic, which would have been contemporary to its time. So that's actually quite unusual as well. I'm normally higher on the fantasy and usually lower on the science fiction, if any at all. But yeah, it was a bit of an unusual reading month, but a really good one, so I'm pretty happy with it. For stars, we had quite a few 5 stars, which I'm very fortunate about. We had 1, 2, 3, 4 5 stars, 1 4.5, 4 4 stars, 1 3.5, and 1 3 star. So yeah, I'm really happy with how that went this month. But anyway, that is the end of the video. Let me know in the comments below if you had any 5-star reads, what they were. Let me know what you think of my game, and yeah, leave any comments that you might like. If you would like to leave me a comment but you don't know what, then leave me a star emoji because we had quite high star ratings this month. All of my social media details are listed in the description below, so if you'd like to go and follow me on any of those other platforms, please feel free to do so. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I would absolutely love it if you would subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. And yeah, like I said, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time.